Welcome back to Let's Play Star Fox 64. We continue our journey through the Lilat system as we make our way to Aquas.
Star Fox, I want you to take out the enemy bioweapon.
Yes, sir. Deploy the Blue Marine.
Good luck.
Now, this level is very different. We'll be using the Blue Marine, a submarine ship, instead of the R-Wing. It's not my favorite level, I have to admit. It's very slow-paced and also very dark. It's hard to see where you're going. It was ambitious of them to make a level like this, but it's not the best. Now, what's special about the Blue Marine, it still fires the regular blaster, just like the R-Wing. However, you can also fire torpedoes. Torpedoes automatically lock onto enemies, just like this. So, you want to be firing torpedoes at all time. I mean, there's no point not firing them, right? Something you also might want to do is to barrel roll as much as you can. As long as you keep doing barrel rolls like this, regardless of what enemies appear on screen, you should be safe. Considering how difficult it is to see where you're going in this level, constantly doing barrel rolls is not a luxury, it's kind of a necessity.
Shoot a torpedo to help you see.
Yeah, you got that right, Falco. I can't see anything if I'm not firing torpedoes.
Pollution has started.
It's awful.
Oh, Sleepy, I wouldn't have put it better. It is awful. One of the worst levels I've ever played in a Star Fox game. Not because it's hard, but because it's slow and boring.
Wow! Look at that! It's beautiful!
Fun fact about this level. It was added at the last second. They were not thinking of having a water level like this. But in the end, they opted on doing it. So, because of that, not a lot of dialogue was recorded specifically for this level. That means that the quotes that the characters are saying were just generic quotes they had pre-recorded for the game that they ended up using for this level. So when Slippy says, "It's beautiful," he's not talking about the level, he's just saying that.
Whoa! Watch out!
See what I mean?
Do a barrel roll.
Most of what your friends will say in this level is completely unrelated to it. Slippy will mention the Blue Marine once in a while, but that's it.
Look out behind you!
What now? Hey, it's that fish guy.
Keep shooting! We've got lots of torpedoes!
You're the best, Flippy.
Thanks, Peppy!
This thing will never hold together.
When he says that, it feels like he's talking more about the level than he is about the submarine, isn't it? Well, I'd say we're about halfway done with this level. I wish it was done already, but hey, what can we do? Now, the score you're aiming for to get the medal in this level is 150, and I don't think I'm going to make it this time. I've been a bit careless, I will admit.
Watch out, Mom!
I don't know. Oh, we just might make it. It's going to be very tight, though. The boss, if I remember correctly, gives you 10, However, there's also parts of the boss you can destroy to give you extra score. So, with this we should be alright. See these, I don't even know what to call these. On the top of the shell, if you break these, they give you 3 points each. So we'll start with that.
Enemy field analyzed.
Aim for the 2 column!
Actually, no, I'm busy aiming at something else, my dear friend Peppy. Okay, we did get the medal after all. Open up, buddy. Show yourself. Something about this boss later on really reminds me of Goma from Ocarina of Time. I think you'll see what I mean once the eye reveals itself. Alright. Now to break the cannons.
Go for the eyes!
Right. That takes care of one. That's 2. Now we just take care of its eye.
Yeah, yeah!
Oh, the cannon comes back. What do you know?
Yeah, yeah!
I wonder if we can hear my button mashing over the microphone. But there's quite a lot of that going on right now. I didn't even get all the golden rings in this level, that's how careless I've been.
Yippee! You did it!
Well, that takes care of the bioweapon, whatever that was. What was Andross possibly trying to do with that bioweapon? Was he planning to move it to another planet?
We're preparing to dock.
Or was it meant to be simply used on Aquas to completely pollute it?
Thanks, Flip. Blue Marine came through.
Flip is not such a screw up after all.
Thanks a lot, Peppy.
I'll take the sky any day.
Sheesh, Falco. You too.
Fun fact, after the events of Star Fox 64, Slippy moves with his family to Aquas. There's little islands on the surface, it's like a tropical paradise. And that's where Slippy moves to spend the rest of his days. Seems like a nice place to live. Alright, a tough stage, Zonas. And when I say tough, I don't necessarily mean that it's difficult to survive all the way through. I just always struggle to get the proper score for the medal.
There's an enemy base there?
Affirmative, General.
It's very ironic because when you play for the medals, playing the main game at the regular difficulty is a lot harder than it is to play it on expert mode. When you play on expert mode, there's so many enemies that getting these medals is way easier.
Let's sneak in low and surprise them. This is Zonas? I can't believe they did.
I can't believe you've done this.
What a dunk!
I hear you, Flippy.
Now, about Zonas. If you look at the Star Fox lore, it seems that Zonas used to be this beautiful resort planet where the people of the Lylat system would go for vacation. I think that Falco spent a lot of time with Zonas in his early days, which is why he seems to be more affected by this than the others. I think that Falco and Cat have a history on Zonas.
Fox, get this guy off me! Whew! That was too close!
father's
I'll
example.
try. Not easy with this controller.
We're closing in on them, Falco. Take the right leg, boy. I have the left.
Cat, what are you doing here?
Is that any way to greet a girl?
I almost used the boost by mistake instead of the brakes. Still not accustomed to that controller. Not at all.
Whoa! Watch out!
Very nice seeing Slippy fly by that searchlight and just not do anything about it. My favorite thing in the world. What a useful character he is.
I've got somebody on my tail.
Can't see anything right now.
Beautiful. I could kiss you for that.
Okay, checkpoint time.
Aim for the rudder, Fox.
Like this.
Location confirmed.
Oh dear.
Sending supplies. Enemy tankers! You've got an enemy on your tail!
I know.
Here I go.
Now we may want to do the exact same thing Slippy is doing. It will trigger some enemies to
Enemy
appear.
fighter spotted. Take them down!
These guys.
Make way for Cat.
I missed it.
Back off, Fox!
Sorry, Falco, was that your target?
Looks like we've got
I wonder
company.
if you guys can hear Picar. He's being very loud right now.
That was a close call, Fox. Jeez Louise,
Huh,
what
that's
is
cutting
that?
it close.
Be careful, it might be a trap.
Something's coming from the
I have
sea.
my score of 240. The boss will give me 10, so we'll have just enough for the medal this time.
Disrespectful little whelp.
Now, fun thing about this boss is armor is so thick that the regular blaster does nothing. You'll want to use some bombs.
Enemy field analyzed.
Luckily for us, every time he fires at us with his cannons, it gives us bombs. So you'll want to grind for bombs as much as you can in this level before beating the boss. Oh dear. I'm never too sure how to hold my not Nintendo 64 controller, my PS3 controller when I'm playing this. I'm trying to find the optimal way to hold it so that I can use the C buttons, so to speak. Problem is, the C buttons are located very awkwardly. There you go. Let's destroy his telescope. No, not telescope, periscope.
Fire anyway. Pressure. Angle okay. Fire torpedo.
And now he's shooting these torpedoes at us, of course.
Prepare to surface.
Now, what you want to do with this guy, aside from grinding for bombs, is to destroy the 2 exhaust pipes. That will actually stop him from going underwater.
His armor's tough. Use bombs wisely.
He wants us to use bombs wisely. As a kid, I thought that these bombs were called bombs wisely. I think a lot of people did. Ironically enough, they're called smart bombs, which is pretty hilarious to me.
No!
It's very close to bombs wisely when you think about it.
Shoot!
That's what I'm doing. I'm shooting you, my friend. Now you can shoot him. I'll always remember that once I was fighting this guy, and for some reason, just as he was about to explode, he started to laugh.
All aircraft
Some of the bosses kind of glitch out sometimes like that.
Everything's A-okay. Cat, where'd you go?
There's a planet I'd really like to show you guys in another playthrough. It's Macbeth. It's where you actually use the Landmaster, another one of Slippy's inventions, which is a lot more fun to control than the Blue Marine. I guess in my second playthrough I'll make it to Macbeth. But for now, I think that's it for this episode. Oh, I didn't get the medal! Was I too slow at beating this boss? That's a shame. I guess if you beat him fast, then you get 10 points. If you beat him slow, you get less. Alright, I'll remember this for next time. Well, until next time, everyone, I wish you all a good night. And thanks for watching!